Hey guys, I'm RozaldVaneGAME and welcome back to another episode of Ghostwire Tokyo. Where we last left off was we basically started off chapter 6, which is the final chapter technically for this game. We went through the Tokyo Tower for once, and we started the fight with the boss, and we boss fight our way out into the chapter 6. And now we're kind of going through this sort of memory of Akito as he grows up with Mari in a way. So we're kind of following that sort of story right now, where it's just more like a walking sim style like level, set of levels that we're going through, in hopes of catching up to Mari in this weird dark place, I guess. But yeah, I'm just gonna get into it right away, because I don't want to lose time on this particular episode here, because I want to. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of get through this as much as possible. At the end of the last episode, I messed up and said off instead of out. I was not thinking right. I don't know why. My brain was just kind of very funky because it's still morning and everything. Or it's actually afternoon now at this point. Mid-afternoon, mid-noon, so I'm just like I'm just trying to get into the morning mood of remembering that I'm supposed to be recording and everything, so... Huh? I'm confused. He's like at the market, right? What? Why are we at a graveyard? She didn't die. Sorry. My first instinct is just to look around for like collectibles and stuff. So I tend to like do whatever. Can't jump in this game still. This is like pure walking sim where we're just like not... Oh, right, both parents are dead. I forgot about that. I totally forgot both of their parents died, and they were still, like, teenagers. Which is kind of depressing to think about now. I totally forgot their parents died, but I just don't... It didn't click on me because it's just... They don't mention it enough about how they rely on each other a lot more than anything. Since their parents have gone. This is a very interesting room setup. The kitchen is like the sister's room is up front while the brother's room is all the way deep in there. That's kind of interesting that they have a very unique style of room setup for themselves. Still can't jump. I don't know how this is... I don't know how this area is sort of like related to... Oh, okay. I'm not scared, I'm just confused why this area is the thing. Like why this area? It's like why this particular space? It just confuses me a lot. Alright. Now we're in the forest. Hey. I just realized we came out of a tree. The door came out of the tree. Being lost with the fireflies here. So she's... So she's trying to like hoping that she wanted to pass on with her parents basically. Because she felt like her time is here. Interesting. I haven't been here before. この世界はどうして I didn't realize there was a section over here. I've never been to Tokyo Tower, but this area looks cool. If this is part of that area. Alright. It's interesting that they're forcing him to blink in order to load up the next level, in a way. Oh, the door disappeared altogether. Yep. Truth be told, I do think that the blinking is just to load up the next level to kind of trick the player to thinking that the level is just seamless, but the blinking is just to load up the next box to let the player go through, and despawning like the rest of the other spots, I guess. It is a very interesting trick, but it's like, I can see where the trick comes from for that idea, to make it easier for the loading to come in, to feel seamless in a way. Yeah, are we here yet? Because it's been such a long journey to just get in here. Can't jump. Cannot jump yet. Okay, so this is probably where we're gonna combat our way through. Really? Tries to push his door. Yeah. Gotta fight. Oh, I see. He's helping. Yeah, he was helping with the pushing of the door. It's kind of weird, though. I feel like that could have used up some resources of energy, but it's the simplistic style of things, I guess. Oh, this place looks cool. I should probably take a picture in case. Totally forgot about this kind of thing where it's like scenery looks beautiful as hell. Never mind, I can't do it. I missed it anyways. It's time to fight. How do you know that? Oh. Wow. Oh no. Whoa. Oh? No, something else is happening. Isn't that a bad sign, though, if it breaks the rock like that? Yeah, this guy didn't realize how bad it's gonna get now, because he probably screwed something got screwed up for him. Wait, what?
Tokyo.
Oh, so he's gonna try to freeze up time. No, it's not gonna work for him. I think he screwed up. They all froze up. This guy screwed up, it looks like. Oh. She's in a different dress, I guess? You big doo-doo head. This guy is so stupid. Huh? Mari? Sheesh. They did swap out her dress. I'm a little confused. Hmm? Something kept her here? Oh. Oh, because during the fire she was looking for the wedding rings, their parents' wedding rings. Oh, no. Yeah. That's fair. She wants us to have it. It's time for her to move on. I'm kind of pretty sad that. It's pretty sad if that's the last thing she wants. Oh yeah, that's a flower that usually talks about death. I remember. You know, those are the same exact flowers that they're using for pass on. Oh. Yeah, she can finally pass on. Yeah, those are the flowers of innocence, I think. And when they wither away, that means that the person's dead, I think. But it made sense because Mari wanted to pass on with her parents already, so. And this guy wants to still have some weird stuff. Oh wait, he dragged his daughter and wife up? Oh, all the corrupted souls. No, you did not succeed, you dum-dum. That's scary looking people. This guy's insane. Dude thinks that he can bring loss and sadness away. Making no sense at all. What is he doing? Boss fight. Oh, that's even uglier than... That's way more uglier than everything else. I don't have that much... Oh, jeez. How do I do this? I don't even have any ammo. Oh, there it is. I need to hit the mask, it seems. I know. I noticed it. Got it. Bring it up. Oh, what the heck is that? It just brings a bunch of visitors on the map right here. Ow. Gotta get some liquid on me. Gotta get some health. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, he's coming back up. There's another one behind him, I guess? Looks like it. I'm trying to get, like, ammo, but I'm, like, screwing it up a little bit. Oh, jeez. Oh, that was a length, I guess? Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm out. Thank you. Got one. Why? Oh geez, another one with a bigger one? I'm not letting you do that. Oh. Get both. Oh jeez. Alright, I need some things. Oh jeez. Oh no, they're here. Yeah, it's behind them rather than in front of them this time. Nope, there we go. Woo! Oh, we finished it. Visiting hours are over. Achievement unlocked. Oh. That was kind of weird, I guess, of a fight. Oh. Okay, just randomly spawns us away. So it's not like a... Oh, is this the parents? I wouldn't be surprised if both the parents were priests to some degree in the past. Also interesting that they don't want to see their faces for this matter. But it looks like they're dressed in a way that's like usually when the spirits are like dressed like that, they're from heaven, I think. Like they're in heaven, they're not in hell at all. 父さんの命日は12月10日。母さんは6月9日。忘れてない。一度だって忘れたことなんて。
ない。もう平気なふりなんてしないよ。泣いてもみっともなくても僕は生きていく。
Hmm? Oh, probably telling us where the exit is. Go on back up.
Matana. 次に会うのは俺が最後の最後まで生き抜いた後だ。
It's nice to see KK just staying silent in his body, just watching him go through his goodbyes for his family. Alright, oh, there's music.
家族の前でようやく素直になれたってわけか。
黙ってたと思ったらまだそんな。
最後に一つだけ頼みたいことがある。
What are you gonna do from here?
妻と息子に伝えてほしい。
Huh?
俺は最後まで諦めずに生き抜いたと。
Oh.
分かった。必ず伝える。
悪いな。使いっ走り頼んじまって。自分
Wait, I'm sorry. Oh no, no, photo mo. Oh.
で行ければいいんだが、ちょっと疲れちまったんでな。
Oh, I see. KK is gonna leave the body. It sounds like he's giving up on. He's giving up on helping Akito because he's already resolved his issues here as a.
KK。
アキト、もう取りつかれんなよ。死神は俺みたいにいいやつじゃねえからな。
なんだよそれ。勝手に取り付いておいて。礼ぐらい言えよ。
No, he's dead now. He's fully moved on now. Akito didn't realize that KK was about to move on anyways. That was his last message before he leaves. Damn, dude.
ありがとう。おやすみ。KK。
I didn't know rest in peace is Oyasumi, if that is the case. Oh, this is his, KK's wallet. Oh. I'm pretty sure his wife and kid is doing fine. That's why we had to go up there and leave this place so we can give that message to them, I guess. Now the question is, like, does that mean that the KK's abilities are inherited to Akito by this point then? Or would it be, or would it just vanish with KK? Ah, there's another death. I'm sad. Robert Altman, rest in peace, my friend that I never knew. The bubbles they flew. I see the song is playing in the background, but its music is off, so that's pretty much the case with this game. Alright, so that's Ghostwire Tokyo. This is the end of the game, the main game, that is. I was hoping to finish the game in this episode because I was kind of like thinking, I was kind of thinking like, you're right, I need to like finish this game eventually. The game is probably very like short in the sense that it would hit an ending and that would be it kind of thing. So I kind of had that feeling where I'm just like, I'm probably gonna just try to jump and hit the end of this game entirely quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna share my thoughts here. Ultimately, I think this game is this game's not bad. I really enjoyed my time with the game. I think that 50 episodes with this game has been pretty lengthy, but that's because I went for all the side quests, side missions that were available for the game. I didn't do all of it, of course. I've had like a majority done, like 90% or something like that. Like 90% of the side missions that had like stories to it completely done. I still got the photo one left, and I still got the update that they had for the Spider's Thread update that's related to this game's update near the end of like in a year 1 year anniversary thing. I think 1 to 2 year anniversary, they just put in new updates to it to just show that they wanted to update it and release it on Xbox and stuff like that. But yeah, otherwise this game has been really interesting. I think this game is definitely more of a style over like kind of like a complex something. Like the story feels very like normal. Like the story wasn't really something special. It does have this point of hitting of like death and life and death, and how do you accept death of others in life. I think this is what Ghostwire Tokyo kind of felt like it was trying to go for, but it felt very shallow in a weird way because it didn't really like, because I think it had too much like cool things of like Japanese mythology, culture, yokai stuff. It had a lot of cool styles that like I would look for in terms of a game that takes place in Japan. Like I really like to explore. I would like to explore Tokyo myself in a sense, and this game definitely does allow that to allow for that kind of thing, and it's so beautiful in that case. But the problem for me was that due to the fact that the game had less mechanics to play with, or less mechanics in a way that's like to the focus of a specific row or group of mechanics, it felt kind of shallow in a sense of that case. The story was pretty okay, I guess, in some cases. There was a lot more like redirecting storytelling than it is to just straightforwardly get us to point A to point B directly without having to feel like it was like naturally kind of like leading in that direction. It felt more like we did it because we have to make this game cushion this game to a point where it has to be at a certain length that we want to hit up on or something like that, or to push the player to explore this region or that region. And I felt like that was what was problematic with this game in terms of like trying to bring the player to explore the map fully and kind of give an excuse for it. I mean, the collectibles is definitely one of the biggest reasons that also makes the player explore, but at the same time it becomes so overwhelming with exploration that it just feels like there's no point in exploring everything if you just want to play this game and just finish it as much as possible, or finish like if you want to just play the game and just play for what it's worth without having to be so distracted by everything else. And in that case, then the side activity becomes very meaningless to a lot of players who just don't want to do a single bit of like collection completionist kind of style gameplay run through. So I think that was the biggest fault for this game in that case, because of the fact that they were trying to chase after this sort of like distraction based thing to make the player go around all everywhere. And it's kind of also shallow in that front too. Collectibles are pretty shallow. It's just more like for level ups, for gaining money. Artifacts or the relic stuff I appreciate the most, but it's so far and few between. There's just and also it's just hard to find them sometimes, and that's great, but then that's just becomes sort of like the Square Enix was involved in this. Interesting. So it's just far few in between that made the relics interesting at all. I like the fact that you can fast travel to the cats that you can turn in those relics to, so that's really cool though. Same for like the yokai stuff, the yokai like the Kappa, the Itan Momen, and the Onis, I think it's called, the Oni ones, and the Kodomas, I think it was. Like all those kind of like specific yokais, they had like some interesting unique thing to it, and I feel like they're cool. And they give Magatamas, of course, but I feel like the Magatamas felt so like weird to kind of be getting that from, and like I don't know. I like that we can use those kind of things to enforce the fact that you want to upgrade fully. Then you would use the yokais as a front to get those Magatamas to upgrade your abilities more on the higher end. But it felt like a lot of the upgradings were so muddled with these like too many involvement to the system that it's just feels like I'm running through mud just to clear out the mud so I can get to the juice, the meat of what I want in the game, which is just to be like really strong enough to like handle a lot of fights and stuff like that. And so that's why I think that the game has like a lot of nuanced annoyance stuff while also having a lot of cool stuff at the same time. Boss fights were a little bit weird though at the same time. Some bosses were unique, I think, but then they ended up reusing one of the bosses by adding an extra something to it, which is fine somewhat. It's fine for some people, it's not fine for others. Some people might say it's just shallow in a way because it's just like, oh, we're reusing the thing. But I think it's because it's hard to make up a new enemy out of nowhere to make sense of it all. But even then, the enemies itself should have been the people, I feel like. Like, having monsters is great, but I feel like having the people fight. The Hannya Mask folks should have fought as a Hannya Mask folk, because I felt like that made more sense personally, because it feels like we're fighting them versus fighting a unknown looking monster that just randomly just stumbles itself into this fight that because they exist. But I do think that the monster designs are freaking amazing, but I just think that it would have been great to like have one fight at least with the Hannya Mask guy in his human form versus having this monster form. Like, it could have been cool if he was in his human form first. You fight him, and then he goes into phase 2, and then it becomes a big monster or something like that. That would have been a much more cooler thing, because I know I've seen a lot of like boss fights that have like several phases in them, and I think that those phases could totally play a good role in hitting those kind of like feelings of like excitement, that you're like fighting something new, something different, instead of just finding something that's just very plain old like, oh, hit the weakness, and it's the same sort of idea of weakness of this kind of thing. I think the mask weakness for the final boss was okay, I think, because it made sense that the Hannya Mask guy had his family tied as the mask, and his own mask is tied on himself, and those are the weakness because that's their face. Their soul is attached to his body in a sense, so that I can see why the game went the way it did. So yeah, I think that's totally fine with that matter. But I don't know, I wish there was more variety to the boss fights than just the same old like hitting the thing. I don't know, it's just, I think there could have been also the case of like hitting something around the surroundings of the boss, maybe to just open up a weak point or something like that. Like something, I know they did the stealth thing where you have to like hit something and then it would weaken the boss, and then you have to grab the core from there, I think. But I think less stealth and more like a normal fight would have been interesting. But yeah, I think that's something that I felt could have been like further explored. The boss fights should have been more explored, I think. But yeah, all together, I think everything was great. I think the artistic choices and everything, the monsters, artistic choices, the style of everything was fantastically well done. It blends very well the scariness of realistically looking ghosts and the Japanese sort of culture. Is just like a really beautiful thing that I think that a lot of games haven't touched on much. I mean, there's games like The World's End With You or Persona 5 or some other games that are like not listed in my head right now that are like they base themselves on Japan in Tokyo, but they just don't have like, they don't push forwards with like their own style that is like beyond a sort of like style of like of just normal like city looking things. I mean, of course The World Ends really have a style with it, but I think like a lot of games are just like normal looking styles that don't add flavors to what the world is for themselves, because they use it as a world building, background world building thing to it. So that's what I felt is different for this game a little bit. It's just there's a different substance or style that's on top of the layer of what Tokyo is in this game, and I appreciate it. Really, 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 really appreciate it. I mean, playing the Evil Within series and then playing this now, I think they've definitely grown a lot with the scary horror based stuff. They definitely tried their best to make the horror elements shine the most in this game, I think. But definitely I think that this is a really good step forward in trying to make a fusion of action and horror, and this one leaning more towards horror over time. So it was really interesting to see, and I think that it's much appreciated for that case. But anyways, this will be it for this episode anyways. I will let the credits roll for a little longer, maybe even longer, and I might go silent, because I need to take a bathroom break. Sadly enough, I just didn't take a bathroom break in between the last episode and this episode, and I should have taken a break in between them. I just got so like invested in trying to finish this game that I wanted to push it forward. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Of course, thank you guys for watching this series with me, or accompanying me through this series of Ghostwire Tokyo. It was a pleasure to play through this for the most part. If you guys are not willing to look forward to seeing whatever is up ahead, what's ahead for this series is definitely the last few whatever side missions there is left of the main game. The Spider Thread update, we're gonna look through that at least. I'm not gonna go and play through the whole thing. I know it's a roguelike style gameplay, but I will probably get to that on my own pace versus having to record all of that, because I really want to try to play it myself. And usually that kind of stuff is longer than what's necessary for me in terms of playthroughs. But yeah, there's that. And then I'm trying to think what else I need to say. There's that for the next few episodes. But otherwise, if you guys would like to buy this game yourself, pick up this game yourself. It's been on sale a few times here and there with the DLCs and all that jazz. The updates are all in the game, and they also have like seasonal updates where they give you like free content for cosmetic contents for the characters. It's really cool that they're still updating it. But yeah, if you guys want to check it out, I'll put links down below to all the versions of Ghostwire Tokyo that if you can pick it up for whatever console or PC platform you want to prefer buying it at. I'll put them all down there for you guys to check them out. And yeah, otherwise that's pretty much it for this series in terms of the main story stuff. We're still again continuing forwards with a few more episodes of other stuff to explore in this game, and then I'll close out this series once and for all with a final episode with all that stuff. And then yeah, that'll be where we move on from there. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Nobody Minds. Hope you guys have a great, amazing day. Good night to everyone watching this. I'm not going to end it immediately, of course. I need to just use the restroom quickly. I'll just black myself out, like remove my camera for a little bit, maybe go silent a little bit, and then I'll come back once the credit rolls through a little bit more, and then I'll probably finish up my closing statements. I also want to take a break to think what I missed and wanting to say. I don't know. I don't have any opinion about music too, because I didn't have any music playing in the background, so apologies to that too. But I'll be right back. Yeah, it's still going. Oh, hey, I didn't know I can do more. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, I'm just like... I just need to take a quick restroom break just to get between that. In my thought process while walking to the restroom, I just was thinking, like, what am I missing still? And what I wanted to say before I close out this episode here. Yeah, I'd say maybe the side content was also interesting. Side missions wise, I also think it was. I think side missions are worth doing sometimes if it's like something you're interested in terms of like what kind of story they tell. They do have some interesting stories to tell from based on the sort of like story behind it. But yeah, I just think that the game definitely hit a point where it was interesting in the regards of side missions as well. Like it was just like, oh, there's a thing that's problematic, but then it's like there's a little small story that kind of comes with it that has the player going through some weird stuff that's like interesting. Like you're cleansing a soul. That's something. I wish it was not just cleansing souls. I just wish there was like, oh, you need to like fight this monster that's like very unique to that side mission, I guess. But that's a lot of work to it, I guess, because of the fact that there's more to it than just cleansing something that's like the problem of some sort. But yeah, otherwise I think the world is pretty big too. The map was a really big map. I think there's a lot of verticality, and I love that this game has a verticality thing for the map as well, the level of everything. And there's also interior levels too, so that's another interesting point that they try to pull for. I do think that their ambition, the scope of this game and the ambition of this game is commendable. I'd say that much. But it definitely felt like they had so much to do that they had so little time to try to go for more more sizable content that feels meaningful, I feel like. It just felt like it was just whatever works like the fastest, they would approach it for that in that regards. And I don't think it's a bad thing, as I said. It's just more like fluff, more cushion to make the time higher in a sense, I think. Is it a bad thing? It depends on the person, I guess. For me, I kind of wish that it was a little less content in the regards of collectibles, I guess. But at the same time, I also felt like if there were collectibles, the prizes for it would be like at least more like strength in like fighting a little bit. But then again, I think their concern also runs with the idea that they don't want to make the player too overpowered, so that everything else is super duper like easy to fight against and stuff like that. So that's why I think that they try not to like put any stock in very overpowered abilities for the player beyond just like if you took the time to do whatever, then you get whatever it is. I guess that's it right here at the end here. Or at the end of the credits, I guess, here. Man, that credits roll pretty long. Splish splash, splish splash. Ghostwire Tokyo. I wish I could hear the whole credits with the music. I'll probably watch it on the side somewhere. Or maybe I might figure out a way to get to the credits when I get there, I guess. I don't think there's any after footage, right? Is there like a ending footage somewhere? Game? Hello? Game? I don't know why it doesn't go away. Alright, I have to, like, exit it manually. There we go. Achievements. Binding Conclusions. Achievement unlocked. I did get another achievement. I don't know what that was. It was, like, a weird one. Your Tsuchigumo Kifuda transformed into transmission beads. What? Outfits, emotes, cameras, camera filters, frames, sounds, figures, and soundtracks that you obtain will carry over to the new starting game. When starting a new game, if you like to carry, so it's New Game Plus basically. One or more stamps have been added to your inventory. Ghostwire Tokyo 3. More music tracks been added. More emotes been added. Do you wish to save? Yes. I wish I could save a new one, but it's fine, I guess. Yes. I'm wondering if there is like a continuation from where you're at, I guess. Yeah, I want to see where continues stops or starts at. I see. So this is like right before I need to get into the motorcycle section of the game. Okay. Jeez. All right. Anyways, that's it for this. Anyways, I will probably call it a day here. We got the ending. I already said all my stuff at the beginning or at the earlier parts of the credits. So yeah. See you guys next time. Roz out.